Are you thinking about getting into motion graphics but are unsure which programs to use? There's a lot of programs that motion designers use, not to mention the plugins. I know this because I've been a motion graphics designer for the past 4 years. Yet even with all the different animation programs out there, I usually only work in one program. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you at the end of the video, but you don't want to skip there just yet. Because in this video, I'll be revealing every program that I use in order to get to where I am today. You don't want to miss it, because knowing one program isn't enough anymore. So what is motion design? Google will tell you that motion design is the animation form that takes logos, graphics, shapes, and icons and transforms them so that they move and tell a story. But that's not all motion graphics is. I've personally worked on projects that have needed title opens and character designs, and so there's a whole range of motion graphics. My personal definition of motion graphics is that it's animation that communicates a complex idea in a fun, engaging, simple way. But then what's the difference between animators and motion graphics? Aren't you the same people? No, we're not. And the reason is that motion design works more in text, logos, not logos, because I personally have not worked on a logo. Well, I actually can't remember the last time. I did it once, but that was it. Anyway, so motion designers are responsible for working with text, graphics, icons. It's pretty much in our name, graphic designer. And our animators animate stories so that they're animating the character to propel their story forward. It's also the different programs in which animators and motion graphics designers work. And in motion design, you do have to be a bit more of a jack of all trades, because you can be doing one thing here, another thing here, you'll need this skill here. I've worked on projects from beginning to end where I've had to storyboard thumbnail, well, thumbnail comes before storyboard, thumbnail, storyboard, or to animate, review, render, and send it off so that it can be published. Versus an animator who can be handed just one part of the story and one responsibility to animate or background design. And one other small but big part about animator versus motion graphics designer, and this isn't talked about a lot, but it's the jobs. If you're looking to go into animation, the reason why I personally didn't go into animation, though I was very tempted because working on a Pixar film or a DreamWorks film would have been a dream come true, but the reason why I didn't go into it is that I found out that most animation jobs only last between 2 to 3 years, and you need to be very, very good at networking in order to get them. I didn't think that my networking skills were very good back then, and I didn't have any confidence. So I decided that I wanted to do motion graphics instead, and I'm very happy that I did, because I really do enjoy what I do. Hold on, I just mentioned a moment ago that you need to be a jack of all trades if you're going into motion design. And sorry, no, you do not. It's helpful if you can do a whole range of things, but you don't need to be a jack of all trades. You can niche down. That's what I'm saying. You can focus that you want to do title design specifically, but you're still going to need a whole bunch of skill sets. And then it funnels back into that. If that doesn't make sense, let me put it to you another way. I have skills where I can design characters, I can do lower thirds, title design. What else do I typically do? I will create slides, bullet lists, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I've also worked in 3D as well, creating assets. What programs do you use as a motion designer to get you to where you want to be and that you can create your awesome animations? So here are the programs that I've used to get to where I am today. I started out trying 3D. Like I said, I wanted to go into movies. I thought that was the way to go. So I taught myself Maya, Blender, and Cinema 4D. Cinema 4D I did end up using as a motion designer because I found that most companies will use it as their 3D tool. But I've switched from working in 3D into 2D, and that's where I will primarily be working. So what programs do I use to make 2D graphics, to make motion 2D graphics? Well, here they are in the order of how much I use them. I'll use Fresco in order to get quick draws, as I'll test an idea very quickly and not spend too much time on it. That's what I use Adobe Fresco for, because you can animate in it. Next up is Photoshop. If I'm adjusting text or I'm planning something out, it can be really good for storyboards. Third, I have used Premiere in the past for my motion graphics. It's very useful if I need to render something complex, or if I need to string together video, or I actually do have to use B-roll sometimes, and I'll add it there. And then the second to last program is Illustrator, which I highly recommend. Illustrator is where I will create all those icons, characters, graphics, backgrounds, anything that I can want. It's usually created in Illustrator. And it's so useful to have everything in vector because I don't have to worry about scaling it up and then having it blurry because it's vector. And then we get into the top program, the one that I will recommend and that I use in every single project that I work on, and that is After Effects. After Effects is the best. It is industry standard. Can you tell that I love it? And if you're getting into motion graphics, it is the #1 program. You can add in plugins that will make character design easy with joysticks and sliders. Do it. What's the third one that I use? It's Rubber Hose. I use that a lot for limbs. So if you're just starting out and you're thinking about motion design and you're curious about what programs you should invest your time in, I'm going to recommend After Effects, but I'm also going to recommend Illustrator because the two of them together will make your workflow smooth, will make your workflow seamless. It'll make it a lot easier, and it's a skill set that you can use in pretty much every motion design job. And so you don't waste years of your time. I highly recommend you watch this video here about an after mistakes that I made for years, and I really should have figured it out sooner. So to save you time, please watch that video.